Sorry for people which were only on the already on the previous presentation, but there will be some repetition because there is some newcomers, so we will be some stuff together. So I will present you how you can test easily on your own setup GeoserverCloud and see how it works and what you can do with it. Just a few words on my company. I work for Come2Camp. We are there for more than 20 years. We have more than 200 employees. And we work mostly in Switzerland, France, and Germany. We are now a subsidiary of the Swisscom group. And I am part of the Geospatial Solution departments. We have more than 60 people working on GIS and IT. We are a member of EGC, OSGeo, and Over2Maps Foundation. We do consulting developments, maintenance, and hosting. We also do trainings on several of open source technologies for which we are sometimes committers and contributors or a member of the PSC. So let's continue. So the goal of this presentation is to provide a practical example of using GeoserverCloud within a local cluster on your computer. You will see when we will download the presentation, there will a repo for my colleague Jose Macchi, which is normally doing this presentation, and there will be all the steps to reproduce it on your laptop. We want to bridge the technical gap and ensure that as a developer, you don't need to become a DevOps expert to integrate GS Cloud in your application for a simple deployment at least. So what do we have as in our stack? So we have first GeoServer, which is implements a map server solution and provide OJC services, and which is developed in Java. We have GeoserverCloud, which has been presented by Niels before, which is built on GeoServer code base to provide cloud native distribution of GeoServer, and which use Spring Boot and Spring Cloud to reassemble Java code and provide cloud-related capabilities. And we have also in our system, we will use a Helm chart for GeoserverCloud, which is prepared to deploy the system in a Kubernetes cluster. So some timeline of the three different stuff. So GeoServer has been initiated in 2001, first step. It becomes official OSGeo project in 2013. And since then, there is regular releases. Now we are on GeoServer 2.27, which is the latest version. GeoserverCloud has been first POX and started in 2020 for a project in France for firefighters. There is a first public beta release in 2022 and an official one in 2023. And since now, there are several versions. We have changed now the version numbering. We are following the one of GeoServer to make easier the matching between the two code bases. So now the version will be 2.27.2.0, for example, for the last version. The Helm chart, we do also we started in 2022, first release in 2023, and with regular releases with a lot of examples now. The deployment of each item. So GeoServer, the base stuff is a WAR file that you use in a Java server container like Tomcat or JT. You can Dockerize it or not. You can deploy it on physical server, on virtual server, which is in the cloud or not. The deliverables for GeoserverCloud is Docker images, are Docker images. You can deploy it as a composition in different Docker containers or in a Kubernetes cluster. It's kind of hides the complexity of assembling all the GeoServer artifact code because it's built in the images. There is some opinionated solution because we have to choose the Docker-based image, the operating system, the servlet container, and so on. And for the GeoserverCloud Helm chart, it's a simple Helm chart file that you can use it in your own chart system. And but it's a way to help you to deploy GeoserverCloud in Kubernetes, but it's not something which is mandatory. You can try to also use other stuff as long as you are ready to write Kubernetes templates. So GeoServer was born when one server was enough. You can have a cluster active or passive with multiple servers, but now there is a lot of changes in the cluster domain and the cloud deployment domain. So we have made some limits in our different at our different customer. You can extend GeoServer, of course, on your own, but if you had an extension, you have to maintain it or to find someone to maintain it. GeoserverCloud is more has to be seen more as a solution which get profit of the existing GeoServer code base to be more cloud friendly. There is some also opinionated decision because, like we said previously, we have peak extension we thought it was interesting to have in GeoserverCloud. So you won't have all the extension you will have on GeoServer. And for the Helm chart, it's a choice to use it to do deployment on Kubernetes. So, but if you prefer to use Kustomize, for example, you can work with it. So, if you have a user or developer for a map server solution, we think that you don't want to take some time to customize the behavior or map saving solution, and you want to perhaps have some insight of people having already walked a path to deploy the solution, for example, on Kubernetes. So if you want, we'll see how you can deploy it on a local cluster management to deploy GeoserverCloud. So there is a repository. You will find it in the slide. There is documentation, there is code to deploy GS Cloud on a local K3D cluster with the help of the GeoserverCloud Helm chart, and also which had on top of them some components to have something which can be used in a nutshell. You have to install K3D, of course, kubectl and Helm on your laptop. The requirements are given in the README file with some instruction how to provide. So normally it's a really simple example. For example, there is no ACL on that. There is only the basic one, but you can already test some stuff. So what we will have in our cluster after deployment, there will be a RabbitMQ deployment, RabbitMQ to handle the event bus messages between the different services, microservices. We will be a catalog based on Postgres and PostGIS with a pgbouncer instance in front of it. And we will have GeoServer GeoserverCloud microservices, which will be on which we will distribute incoming request using a gateway of Kubernetes. So we, for example, in this case, you don't have a delivery service discovery when you deploy on Kubernetes because it's already managed by the cluster. So once you have the requirement and you have cloned the repo, you have only this line to start up things, and you will have a nice command in few minutes to display and have all the different components running for a cluster with the UI and some data, with some horizontal pod auto-scaling available for WMS. So if you send a lot of if you do some benchmark and some loading test on the server, you will see that it will automatically create new services to be able to handle the workload. There is a sidecar container for the PostGIS database container with a PG bouncer to handle the catalog and all the catalog management. And there will also have there is if you move to Kubernetes, there is also a thinking to have on what data will you use and where will you store it. So to reduce the complexity on Kubernetes deployment, you have to choose the correct data store. So like I said in the previous session, you will avoid local file format data stores. So avoid shapefiles, avoid geo packages, and so on. If you work with vectors, you should use PostGIS, for example, or if you come to my one of my presentation of tomorrow, you can also, for example, use Parquet files, for example, store on S3 or similar services. If you are working with rasters, you should use cog files, also stored on compatible services, S3 or similar, or something which provide a HTTP range request. And you still have integration with other services by using cascading WMS and WFS, the same you have on GeoServer Vanilla. So if you are a user or developer of mapping solution, depending on your role, follow the right project. We have given an example of setup for technical users. I hope you have a clear overview of GS Cloud ecosystem and how you can test it. If you need to implement a new solution which need a map server, then you could start with this example. If you have already an existing GeoServer deployment, you can also use the example to see how it will help you, or how how much it will cost to move to GeoserverCloud and take advantages of the feature it provides. And thank you for your attention.